Oh, I probably should have framed this entire video a bit better. I'm just having a chat about what I'm thinking of taking. I'm not trying to give anyone a tactical, in-depth knowledge of Deathwatch. This is just, hey, I might take these to a tournament. I'm having a think, and I'm putting it on YouTube because that's what content creators do, I guess. I don't know. Hello everybody, it's Glass Half Dead here, and today I'm going to continue talking about what I may or may not bring to the Bad Moon tournament that is on the 24th of August. Now, my last video said that I was going to probably bring Grey Knights, and that I had just been smashing my head against the wall that is Plasma Spam armies. To be fair, I haven't actually played my Grey Knights against anything other than my biggest counter in quite a long time, so I probably should do that. We're not there yet. Instead, I'm thinking about other things I could play. For example, Deathwatch. Now, it's kind of a weird one because Deathwatch are very easily countered by Grey Knights, so it's almost a complete 180. Because obviously, Grey Knights, if you don't know, double sideboard to turn, you just dominate other elite teams. You've got some really easy matches against Deathwatch, Harlequins, Adepts Astartes. Yeah, because you can basically remove their Death Denied in the Psychic phase and still get killing one guy at a yeah. So you have very strong matchups against Marines and Harlequins, other elite teams. Anyway, I'm considering taking Deathwatch. Somebody mentioned it in one of my last videos. A few people mentioned it actually, and I was like, yeah. I already have a team built. At the time, I had only sprayed them black. That was all I had done with the team, and I was like, well, you know, maybe I could actually paint them. And then I had the random idea of making them all look like the SAS. So you see here, I've called them the Sanctus Assassination Squad, SAS, and I'm going to paint them all blue. If you're lucky, I've put a picture up here. I might not have, who knows. And I've actually bought some like little SAS heads and stuff from what are they? Anvil Industries. They also got some muzzle flashes and some extra like what are they called? The rights of oath, the things. Moving on. So let's go over the lists that I actually want to possibly purity seals. Purity seals, because actually, Anvil Industries does some really cool looking purity seals. They're just much more detailed than the GW ones, so I'd highly recommend them actually. Yes, I will actually put a few pictures up of the stuff that I bought, kind of cycling just up here throughout the video because that's fun. Anyway, I've come up with 4 lists on this roster here. Ignore how many spots I'm actually using. I haven't sorted them out into actual an efficient 20-man roster. I've just thought of lists that I would want to take. The first 2 are 5-man lists because, well, I'll get into it. Then I made sure I took a 6-man list because I feel that, Oh, so sorry for anyone unaware. Bad Moon tournament is going to be at 100 points. If this was 125, I'd almost certainly be using a 6-man list. Let's talk this through. So I feel like this first list, a Reaver Sergeant with combat knife, heavy bolt pistol as your leader, a frag cannon, an Infernus heavy bolter, and an intercessor with all specs, is a pretty standard list. This is one that I think, if I recall correctly, Biranid suggests in his, how to create a Deathwatch kill team video, or if not this, then very similar. It's possible he didn't use a Reaver Sergeant, but the whole point here is that you have an intercessor with all specs and comms to give your Infernus Heavy Bolter the ability to hit everybody on a 2-up, rerolling ones because he's a sniper, and you then use one of your, I think it's called Infernus Bolt rounds or something like that, or Hellfire Bolt rounds, I think, for some CP, and you get to roll a single hit roll instead of firing your gun. And if you hit, you then do D3 mortal wounds. It's pretty damn good, and having that little Auspex comms sniper engine means that you're practically guaranteed to hit unless you manage to roll double ones because you're re-rolling that one. I've chosen to make the Deathwatch frag cannon there a veteran so that I can push up, get some early pressure. However, you could go with, uh, well, they're assault, so you could go with heavy so that you can still run them without taking a negative to your hits, to your BS, or whatever. But yeah, that's a relatively standard list that if you've never looked at Deathwatch before, this is this is one to run. Oh, I probably should have framed this entire video a bit better. I'm just having a chat about what I'm thinking of taking. I'm not trying to give anyone a tactical, in-depth knowledge of Deathwatch. This is just, hey, I might take these to a tournament. I'm having a think, and I'm putting it on YouTube because that's what content creators do, I guess. I don't know. Then I came up with number 2. Now you'll notice this might look incredibly similar to the first one. So we've got 2 frag cannons and an Infernus heavy bolter. You might notice a theme going through Deathwatch lists in general. We then have a Deathwatch vet with a combi plasma as a sniper. So the reason I did that was because I thought it would be fun to get a plasma in the list. That was pretty much the only reason. I'm going to be honest. We then have an Intercessor Sergeant with Auspex as the leader. Now, he has an auto bolt rifle. He could also take, for the same points, a bolt rifle, stalker bolt rifle. So, or a chainsword, I guess. But I wouldn't give him that. So this removes your Infernus Heavy Bolter Sniper comms engine and gives you a plasma. Is it worth it? Probably not, I feel. But, you know, I wanted to get a plasma in there, and I would like to test this list soon. Again, though, just for anybody, this first list is going to be my default list. If I don't know what I'm doing, if I haven't managed to play this army at all before I get to the tournament, I will just take this list, list number 1. Let's skip to the 4th list before we go over the 6-man list. So in this one, this is my they're bringing plasma spam help me list because I give my leader and a black shield storm shields. It's possible that actually I could have fudged some points, dropped the frag cannon, maybe? Yeah, so I could have dropped the frag cannon and actually taken a 3rd close combat guy, or at least a guy with a storm shield. Just to, you know, that 3-up invuln is really strong. But I haven't done that in this particular one. Because how can you say no to Infernus Heavy Bolter and a frag cannon? It's still really good. So in this one, we've got my Watch Sergeant. So that's just a standard Deathwatch leader. With Storm Shield, Xenophase Blade. For those that don't know, the Xenophase Blade, I believe, means that if you attack somebody with an invuln save and they save the invuln, they have to re-roll it. So that's incredibly strong against, well, I guess it's going to be really strong against demons, actually. Really strong. It's good against Zangors. It's good against Harlequins. And it's good against Terminators, I guess. Yeah. Then the Black Shield, I forget what his special ability is. I want to say he rerolls charges. Who knows? He's got a Storm Shield and a Power Maul. I prefer the Power Maul to the Power Sword in general when I'm building a list because it's +2 strength. So it's taking you from strength 4 to strength 6, which means you are doubling out. That is old terminology. You are wounding on 2s, guardsmen, guardsmen equivalents, and you're wounding on 3s, marines, which is nice. Doesn't have the AP of the power sword, but it's fine. And I've made him a combat because who doesn't want 3 attacks? The Infernus Heavy Bolter just chilling out on his own. The Frag Cannon, a veteran. Now I debated about whether I should kind of put the Infernus Heavy Bolter as a heavy so that he can be a bit more maneuverable, or putting the Veteran on the frag cannon. My thinking here was, whoever this guy was, he was going to be plasma spamming me. So I wanted to get up close to him as soon as I possibly could, start laying down those 2d6 shots. I'm expecting it's going to be guard. And finally, I've got a combi plas guy, because that doesn't really make any sense, does it? If I'm against guard, I don't really need plasma. But you know what? Plasma's pretty fun. And who doesn't want 2 damage? Okay, now let's go over my 6-man list. So the leader is just a regular dude with a bolt gun. I couldn't fit anything else on him. Is that true? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I'm at exactly 100 points. Why is it showing? Yeah, there you go. Okay. It was still showing 200. I was like, oh my god. So the only thing I could have done here is drop the Deathwatch shotgun on this veteran and actually give my sergeant a stalker bolt gun so that he could be a sniper, the heavy 2. I decided that wasn't in the theme of this list. So everybody has a combi melter, apart from one that has a Deathwatch shotgun. As you can tell, this would be a pretty hard pushing list. So like turn 1, I assume everybody would just sprint forwards. But then I don't really know. So I was trying to create a 6-man list that is still relatively well kitted out. But this is pretty niche. Oh, so sorry. I have 3 guys with melters, 1 guy with plasma, my leader with a regular bolt gun, and 1 shotgun. So 3 melter in a list means I have to assume I'm going up against power armor. I guess it would be decent against Death Guard, because who doesn't want melter? But actually, if I were to face Death Guard, I'd still just want to take my basic frag cannons Infernus Heavy Bolter list. I don't think this is a good list, is what I'm saying. I wanted to have a 6-body list, and I didn't want to take just like a total selection, like random selection. I wanted it to have a focus, and as you could tell, the focus I've managed to create is melters. Uh, so, high strength weapons, but I don't know if it's actually going to be any good. Like, yeah. Anyway, there you go. These are the 4 lists that I've come up with. I have all of the models I need for list number 1, list number 2, and list number 4. I do not have enough melters for list number 3 though. I need to build 2 more. And a Deathwatch shotgun. I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know if I'm going to run this list. It sounds fun. I would like to get a 6-man list in. However, in reality, would I actually take 3 melters, plasma, shotgun, bolt gun over Deathwatch frag cannon, Infernus Heavy Bolter? Like, when would this perform better than this? So obviously, having an extra body is good, except you can quite happily. Oh, so obviously the melter is only a 12-inch range. Yeah, it's 12-inch, I think. So you have to get up quite close. It's an assault weapon, so you can do that. However, if you're advancing, you cannot then shoot with your bolt gun, right? So you're only able to shoot with the melter then, and you're going to be very close. Which means if you're running up to them, you're probably not on the back points. Who would stay on the back points here? I guess it would be the leader and the plasma. Then you're running up. I feel like I'd rather just have 2 frag cannons sat on the back points, just popping their strength 7 shots over walls. Except I've made one of them a veteran, so he's not doing that. Anyway, I've been having some thoughts, is all I'm saying, guys. What do you think of these lists? Everybody, help me, please. I don't think the melter will actually be a goer, but I am going to build it and try because it sounds fun and I do want a six-man list. I'm also going to create more of an all-comers six-man list. So basically that just means I'm going to kit them all out, but probably just not take a frag cannon. No frags, no frag cannons in this. All funky weapons that could do different things. I don't think it's going to be effective, but I think it will be very fluffy for Deathwatch. I probably won't use it in the tournament. It'll be something that I play against other people if they want a game, and I don't want to just wreck them with a frag cannon. Because to be clear, guys, if you run, you know, two plus frag cannons in a list, two frag cannons and an Infernus Heavy Bolter, you're not being super nice, you know? But this is a tournament, so it doesn't matter. I am willing to be that guy. I remember back in the early days of Reddit, when Kill Team had just released, and somebody posted a picture of, they'd won a medal at a Kill Team store, at a Games Workshop store, and they posted their Deathwatch team that they had won alongside it. So you have the medal in the middle, and then you have a random guy, and they had one frag cannon, and everybody was like, "Oh, you managed to win with Deathwatch. What was the list?" And he tells you the list, and he says, "Oh, it was a regular guy and four frag cannons." And he was like, "What? But you didn't. Why didn't you photograph that?" And he was like, "Oh, I didn't have the model out." And like that just got downvoted loads, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, of course you won then." I was like, "Well, yeah, it's a tournament. It's what you're there to do, to win." So basically, these guys are ready to go. These guys are ready to go. These guys are ready to go. And that's it. This has been way too long, and I've rambled a lot. What I'm saying is, I'm going to be taking SAS themed Deathwatch to a tournament. There you go. Anyway, this has been Glass Half Dead. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Tell me, be honest. Is there actually a point in taking a Deathwatch list without, either or at least two of Frag Cannon's Infernus Heavy Bolters? Would you ever realistically actually leave those out of a list? I can't see a reason in not taking at least two. Whether it's two frags, two Infernus Heavy Bolters, one and one, they're just such strong weapons. I'm actually now going to try and build a six-man list with only two of those in, one and one. See how it looks. See if I can get a decent six-man list while still taking two of those. Anyway, everybody, thanks for listening. Hopefully, you are listening to this and thinking, oh, now I know what he's going to take. It's either going to be Grey Knights or Deathwatch. I'll see him on Saturday and I'll destroy him because I'll take Plasma Spam and it doesn't matter which guy he takes. I'll still be able to just Plasma Spam him off the board. That would be great. If you're down there, say hello. Uh, if you play against me, be nice. Please, thank you. Okay, this has been Glass Half Dead. I hope you've had a good day. I hope you continue having a good day. Goodbye.